How's it going, guys? Grimsy42 here, and I've got a bit of a varied selection of pickups here. Some stuff that I grabbed while I was out of town on a recent road trip, some local sales that I picked up, some stuff from GameStop, a pickup from Kmart, and even at the end I'm going to show you guys a really cool collector's edition that I've wanted for a long time. I was waiting for the right price, and I was able to snag one at a really, really good price. So definitely stay tuned for that, and without further ado, guys, let's go. Alright guys, so today, like I said, I'm going to show you a varied plethora of pickups, I guess is a good way to word it, or at least the best way I can come up with right now. The first items I'm going to show you guys are from a recent trip I took to Albany, New York, which is about 4 hours from me, and the first two are from a store called Forgotten Freshness, one of my favorite stores to check out while I'm there, and they were really cool, real clean games, and the price was right on both of them. The one I wasn't even sure existed, and I think it's a remake of a PlayStation 1 game. And then the other one I'd noticed before, I saw it on eBay, and I thought it looked really cool, and I wanted to pick it up, so I saw one at a good price, and I picked it up. So anyways, the first one is, like I said, I believe a remix of sorts of an Atlus title for the PS1, and it's Hoshigami Running Blue Earth Remix. And definitely looks interesting. I believe it's kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics style game. It's a tactical 3/4 view RPG of sorts, so it looks really interesting. I was definitely happy to get that. That's super clean. This next one has a cool outer case, and it's called Lux Pain, or Lou Pain, not sure how that's pronounced. And like I said, it's got the cool slip cover, and it comes with a art book, so very, very cool. I've been wanting to get my hands on this. Definitely a very, very nice looking piece to add to the collection. This next one that I picked up, actually these next two are from a chain of stores called Pastime Legends. Really cool owner there, and very, very nice selection. It's spread out over 3 stores. This one here is a renovation game, and I will confess, one of the weak spots in my Genesis collection as of right now is that my renovation collection is just not where I want it to be. I probably got like 3 or 4 games, and I think there was like 20 of them, so 20 plus, and I've really been trying to pick them up. Unfortunately, they're highly collectible, and they're mostly pretty much obscure, so they're tough to track down, but when I see them at a good price, I grab them. And I had some store credit, so I picked this up at one of the locations, and it looks interesting. It's called Final Zone. And when I say renovation, I don't know if you can see it right there, that's the publisher of these games. And it kind of looks like a mech combat game of sorts. Looks really interesting, but definitely complete in there, so very happy to add that one to the collection, knock another renovation off the list. This next one is an Atlus title, and typically I don't scan the PS2 section very hard, even though there's definitely a lot of games I still want for it. Typically you find, like, you know, Madden and junk like that. PlayStation 2 sections are usually just littered because there's like, I think 2,500 plus games in the library. So there's so much junk, and I often, just like I said, don't take the time to look through them, but I did this time, and I spotted an Atlus title that I needed. Looks kind of interesting, kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe a Kingdom Hearts type game. Again, another Atlus title, and it's Dual Hearts. Definitely looks interesting. If you guys know anything about it, please feel free to let me know. Like I said, really cool packaging. Atlus always does a good job, really cool art, so definitely happy to add this. I believe it's got RPG elements, but it looks more like a 3D, maybe even a Zelda clone. So like I said, guys, please let me know, because I'm not sure. These next 3 games I actually picked up locally from a friend of mine. Anytime he comes around games, he's not a collector, he hits me up, and he always gives me a great deal. They were all very clean, and the one was actually a condition upgrade for a copy that I had. I recently traded away. And the first one is Pro Pinball Fantastic Journey. Like I said, they're just very, very clean. Typically, I wouldn't buy a crap game like this, but it's super clean, and definitely I'm not going to complain at the price that he charged me. It was just like a couple bucks. This next one is allegedly a spiritual successor to a game that I really enjoyed when I purchased the original one. It's Demolition Racer, which is allegedly the spiritual successor to Destruction Derby. So, pretty cool. Definitely interested in checking that out. I remember when I had the first one that I had had a landscaping job at the time. I was probably like 17, 16. And I would it was very close to my house, and I would be like, oh, I'm going to go on break. And then I would run in the house and play as much as I could and then run back out. So it was definitely a really, really cool time in my youth, and definitely one of my more mischievous things to kind of duck away from work like that. I really shouldn't have done that. But anyways, the last game in that pile is an RPG. Like I said, a condition upgrade. Super happy to get this in the collection and in its condition. And it is a copy of Breath of Fire 3. And I originally owned this back in the day, and I gave it a lot of time. I guess I was about 18 when this one came out. Really was big into RPGs back then. I played it for quite some time, but I wasn't able to finish it, so hopefully I can get back into it and give it another try. Got 3 more games to show you before I get to that big special edition I was talking about. This first one I saw on a Metal Jesus Rocks video, and I guess it's got Jack Black as the main character, and it's got cameos from like Ozzy Osbourne, Lemmy, and other rock legends, and it's a really interesting game. It's called Brutal Legend, and I guess it's kind of a beat-em-up of sorts, but it has really, really good rock in it, and I almost just rocked it onto the floor, but luckily I caught it. And GameStop has it for like $4 or $5, so if you guys see it, I'm told it's really good, so definitely put it on your short list of games to look for. Definitely excited to check that one out. This next one here, just another Wii game I had my eyes on. I'm getting closer and closer to having all of the quality Wii games, and not even close to having all the shovelware titles. I guess there's over 1,200 titles, and I probably got over 300 at this point, but I've been trying to track them down when I see them, and this one's really cool. It's the King of Fighter Collection Saga, or the Orochi Saga, and it's got a lot of different King of Fighters on it. It's got King of Fighters 94, 95, 96, 97, and 98, so really, really cool. Definitely glad to get this one in the collection. The last game that I picked up before, like I said, I show you guys a collector's edition. I had heard through a friend, my good buddy Jason Wells, in fact, that Kmart was getting out of the video game business. And this was just a couple weeks ago. This wasn't too long ago. And they were liquidating all their games on clearance. And I went there, and I couldn't find any games. I kind of looked around, and I went over to the gentleman in the electronics section, and I said, sir, did you have any video games left? He kind of pointed over at this, I guess, TV stand that was sitting there, and it just had a couple games on it, and one was like Disney SingStar, and then they had 2 copies of this, and I only grabbed the one for myself for my collection. I left the other one, and you'll see why when I show you. It's Reel Fishing Angler's Dream, and the good news is it's a Natsume title, and they have published some really good games in the past, stuff like Pocky and Rocky, etc. But basically, this game came out to about $1. I think it was like $1 and change, so I was okay paying $1 for a sealed Natsume title. It wasn't obviously like a super score, but I was there, it was there. I didn't want to waste the trip, I got something, so kind of sat in my car for like a couple weeks, so I just brought it in the house the other day, so that's why it's getting out to you now. Anyways, on to this last item. I'm a big fan of the series. It's definitely a quality series. Some of my favorite entries for it are on the GameCube, and they come out with some really cool collector's editions. This is the second collector's edition in this specific series, and I really do want to get the first one. I think that some of the contents inside are really, really cool, but I've also had my eyes open for this for a good price. Originally MSRP'd like $130, and obviously I didn't want to pay that. I already own the regular version of the game, so I'd had my eyes open, and somebody really cool, really nice of them to share on Facebook, told me that it was on sale on Groupon, and I actually had a Groupon coupon. Groupon coupon. That's pretty clever. I like that. Anyways, I had the coupon, and there was also a promotional code I was able to enter, so I was able to get this item for just under $50 shipped, and I thought that was an amazing price. And I give you, without further ado, as I say probably way too much, almost as much as definitely, the Tales of Xillia 2 Collector's Edition. And as you can see, this is quite the box, and it's got some really cool like embossed foil lettering on the top and on the front and the sides, and it's really neat. It comes with like collector's packaging, a steelbook, which I'm sure my buddy Jordan would like to get his hands on. He's all about them steelbooks. The actual game, it's got a little plushy charm, pocket watch, mirror replica, DLC, an art book, and then a really cool statue of Ludger, I guess is the character. I don't know if you guys can see all the swag that comes in it, but really, really neat, and like I said, something that I was super, super glad to get. I've been waiting a while. I don't really have space for it right now, so I'm a bit of a dummy on that end. For now, it might have to go into my closet until I get my new shelving put up, which is another story that I'll get to at another time. But anyways, guys, really appreciate you sticking around to the end. Let me know what some of the things you guys have picked up recently are. Are you guys into the collector's editions? Do you avoid it due to the space limitations, or the do you feel that the stuff in it is really not necessary or a waste of your money, or is it stuff that you really look for? For me, the reason I like the collector's editions the most is the awesome packaging. Like in this case, I mean, this is a really cool display piece, you know, even though it will take up like 9/10 of my game room. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, sticking around to the end, and as always, have a good day and take care.